Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me for Workshop Wednesday. Today is November 19th, 2025. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa Cunningham. I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico, and I come live every Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m., unless I'm traveling. So next week I will be gone, so I will have a pre-recorded video and I'm going to show you what we'll be making next week for you to join me. So I have a lot of announcements today. So I want to turn the camera down and show you I have like 3 classes, I think, that I need to share with you. So if you have any questions or anything, you can always message me, email me, comment. Be sure and like my video, subscribe to my channel if you're watching me on YouTube, let's go ahead and get started. Thanks for joining me. And since I won't be live next week, happy Thanksgiving. Okay, so before we get started, I have a ton of announcements. You know, I have a lot of classes. I've been so busy creating classes for you all. Today is the last day to register for the Gingerbread Man retreat. This retreat was so much fun to do with my friends Heather and Patty. It'll include 9 projects. 9. Yes, we did a lot. So your package, I'm not going to go over show you everything like I've been, but this is how your packages are going to come with each of your projects. They'll all be, packaged separately. So you have the 9 projects. The frame is included for the 3D project. This retreat is $60. You're going to get some product, some Stampin' Up! Product, the embossed designs, mix and match specialty cards and envelopes, the red and white adhesive back peppermints, a bolt of the real red and white baker's twine, and the red shiny ribbon. Sorry. So again, today's the last day for this. So if you have any questions or anything, I will post the links below. And this, again, is $60. It includes shipping and all of your product and some fun pillow gifts. If you're on my email list, I sent out a sneak peek of the box. I packaged one of them up because I wanted to find a box that was going to fit everything. If you want to be surprised on the pillow gifts, don't look at the picture. But that was in today's email, and I did post the email link on my Facebook page today in case you're not on my email list. So my second class is my Christmas Crafting and Cookie Exchange class. This registration ends November 30th. So I am leaving tomorrow on a cruise, and I don't think I'm going to be back until like the 30th, maybe even the 1st, because we're driving back. So it depends how many stops we make. But anyway, I will have my computer with me, and I will be checking everything and ordering products. And so this ends November 30th. And in this class, so if you do the in-person, it's a cookie exchange. So you'll just bring a dozen cookies, and, we'll exchange with one another. But let me show you the products. So this is like a big bag to put a large amount of cookies in, and it has a card on it. I'm going to go over these real quick because I know I've done a lot. Here's another bag. I got all my stuff in my project stuffed in here. Here's like a medium-sized bag. So you can put cookies. Just put them in a Ziploc and put them in there. Add some tissue paper. You're good to go. You'll make 2 of these. These are for individual cookies. So you could either leave it open or you can close it. But just wrap up a cookie in cellophane and good to give to somebody. And this one is a photo card, or you can just leave it, put white cardstock in there. I will provide you with the white cardstock, and you don't have to add the picture. You could put a sentiment or something just right in it and put it with your cookies. And then this fun one is a oven. So it's a cute little oven, and then you could write your message on the back. It does fold flat, so you can put it in an envelope. So on this, you're going to get a half a package of the designer series paper, which is the Christmas tags and more. You're going to get a package of the sparkling sequins, a spool of the red ribbon. Again, I'm using this. You'll get a spool of the red ribbon and the project kit with all of these projects. And again, these are all packaged individually for you to just be able to pull them out and know which one you're going to make. So they'll come like that. It does not include the bundle. You will need the bundle, and you will get a PDF tutorial. And I forgot to tell you on the gingerbread one, you're going to get a PDF tutorial emailed to you. And that is a 29-page tutorial for the gingerbread man. So this one is $35, and it's whether you do it in person or to go. You can order this kit to go, and it's $35 both. So, because if you do it to go, you're not going to be able to do the cookie exchange. So I'm going to go ahead and pay your shipping on that, and you will automatically get a door prize as well. So this one does use the homemade treats bundle. So if you don't have that, you could add it on, and I'll pay the tax and shipping from Stampin' Up. And last but not least, we have our sweet surprise kit. Let me get everything out of my bag because I have stuff everywhere. So this is our November sweet surprise kit to go. So sweet surprises, we choose a sweet every month, and we give you a sampling of the sweet products. Plus we give you normally 3 projects so that you can start to use your suite of products. But this month we're giving you 6 projects, 6. So this is a $45 class. You're going to get a half package of the Hobby Haven Designer Series paper. You'll see it on the cards. You're going to get 10 sheets of cardstock, pretty much one of each color that's in the bundle, and then 2 pieces of basic white. You're going to get the earthy matted dots. I always want to call them earthy tone, but they're earthy matte dots. A bolt of the garden green chevron ribbon. And you're going to get the project kits to make the 6 projects. So let me show you what they are. Here's number 1. So this designer series paper, you're going to use your products on this, but we're going to give you the materials to make your cards. Here's another one. I love the Coastal Cabana. Another one. And this is a fun fold and a gift card holder. And this is another foam fold. I have tape on there to keep it closed. Here's another one. This one is a fun fold this way. And you're going to use your elements out of your designer series paper packet. And then here's another one. This is supposed to be like a vanity. I created this one. So those are your 6 projects, and this again is $45 to go. You will get the PDF tutorial with all the instructions on how to put your projects together. Now this one ends December 30th. So my cookie exchange one ends November 30th. This one ends December 1st. Have any questions, just let me know. But that one is open for registration as well. And remember to share my video. I know I have a lot going on. I'm trying tomorrow. Like I said, I'm leaving, so I'm trying to get all this done. You're not on my email list. You want the project tutorial, just join my email list. This is today's project. And today's project, we are going to be using the Ornamental Christmas and stamp set dies and the designer series paper, which is called Modern Christmas, which is super pretty. I could have did some different patterns. I wonder, do you guys want me to do a different pattern or use the one that I originally... Look how pretty this one is. So there's a lot of pretty pieces of designer series paper. It's, you know, a lot of it's black, white, and gold. And I chose to use this one. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with the tree since that's what I did. And plus we're using a tree on our, I'm going to pull this piece out because this is the one we're using. All right. So what I'm creating today is, actually I have a piece already. Let me show you what we're creating. So this is a card box bag. So I know all of us card makers have a ton of cards, and you know, you need that last minute gift for somebody. Who doesn't love to receive some handmade cards? So you can fit your handmade cards in here. I just put some that I had laying around. Look, here's the one I made a couple of weeks ago. But you can fit at least 5 cards and envelopes in here, and it makes a great gift. So let's get started. Oops, I'm gonna move that over here. So we're gonna start out with, you need a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. So we're gonna use the Cherry Cobbler two-tone cardstock. So since this designer series paper is basically black, white, and gold, any color will work with this. Any 12 by 12 paper that you have. Because it's black, white, and gold. It'll go with anything. So we're going to cut this. We're just going to cut like a 1/4 inch off the 12-inch side. 12, 12, 12. So we're going to go 11 3/4. Cut that off. Are you guys all ready for Thanksgiving? And we're going to go 8 1/2. So 8 1/2. I didn't realize we were going to be on this cruise for Thanksgiving. Okay, so we're 8 1/2 by 11 3/4. I just want to make sure I'm correct. Yeah, I didn't realize we were going to be on this cruise. I mean, I don't have to cook, which is kind of nice. But, you know, I'm not going to really be spending time with all my family. We will be on the cruise with our daughter and our daughter's son-in-law and her in-laws. Okay, so on the long side, the 11 3/4, and I probably could have kept it at the 12. I just didn't feel like changing all my measurements. But if you want to save the 12, it's just going to change your measurements by that 1/4 inch. So on the long side, we're going to score at a 1/2 inch. And 1 5/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the notch after the 1/2. I'm using my Simply Scoring tool, so that's why I'm counting these for you, because the other one has the 16ths on it, the paper trimmer. We're going to go 6 1/8, which is the 1 notch after the 6. And then 7 1/4, which is 2 notches after the 7. So I'm going to go over a 1/2, 1 5/8, 6 1/8, and 7 1/4. Now we're going to rotate it and score the short side at 1 inch, and 7 5/8, which is after the 1/2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So I hope I did that right, because now I'm questioning. Hold on, let me grab a measurement. A ruler and measure this. This is supposed to be 1 inch. So this is wrong, but let me go over. I think we just need to move it over 1. And that's going to be fine. So instead of, it's going to be 7 1/2 instead of 7 5/8. 7 1/2. Okay, so let me go over 1 and 7.5. And so the whole thing is you could do your 1, you could turn it, and if you're doing your paper trimmer, score it at 1. All right, and we're gonna use, well, we could do that as the bottom, so it's not gonna affect anything. Excuse me. Man, these stinking allergies. So this will make it our top, since I messed up here on the bottom. Let me burnish. We're not even gonna see those lines, so nobody will know. But like I said, you know how sometimes you get people show up and you want to give them something? Give them your homemade cards or handmade cards. And okay, it's a great gift. My friends love getting handmade cards for me. Okay, so we're gonna snip this 1/2-inch section at an angle and then snip off these corners. And we'll do that on both sides. And then on the bottom, this is our bottom, we're gonna snip up these lines. And I'm gonna angle mine. And snip, snip, snip. All right, so on this, we're not cutting any lines. That's just gonna be our top. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm going to add some tear and tape here. And I'm gonna go ahead and add tear and tape. You can roll it all the way across if you want, but I'm gonna put it in just the little sections in each section. You could put it all the way across. I just prefer it to do this way. And then we are going, I have to think where I'm putting my my tear and tape. So we're gonna add some to these flaps. And then I will add the other on as we go to adhere the bottom. I'll put the bottom flap last. Okay, so we'll remove all this backing and lay it down like so. So that's our top. And now this, we'll just fold this over, take this backing off, and this will fold over exactly. It should. If my measurements are correct, it would fold over exactly. So there you go. So this seam, I always like to put to the back. So we're gonna take these two off because we want our clean seams in the front. So this is the back, correct? So back. So this is gonna go first, down first. And then, like I said, I'm gonna, oops, my tear and tape got stuck to it. I'm gonna use my bone folder just to make sure that it's secure. And then now we will add our other tear and tape to the bottom. And I just wanted to do that last to make sure that, uh-oh, I don't want to unstick this. I needed to put my line over a little bit more. I mean, we should still be okay. I might be a little lopsided, but again, who will know? And then we'll put this over and see our seam is in the back, and there's our bag box. See, I'm a little lopsided because I didn't put but look, it's fine. All right, so let's cut our designer series paper, and that is going to be 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. So let's go this way, 5 1/4, and then just remember to always pay attention to your pattern. So what side you want to cut 5 1/4 and what side you want to cut at 4 1/4. And I didn't decorate the back. You can. Let's do 5 1/4, right? I'm going to do one on the back. 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. We can do the back too. I'm going to decorate this whole bag just so you guys can see it. So this side should be 1 inch. So let's go 7/8. Let me see. Is my 1/8 or no? I'm going to 1/4. So we'll go 3/4 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch. So these are 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4. Should be 5 1/4. I'm decorating all this just to show you guys. I'll compare them at the end and show you. Because in case you think that your bag looks a little like not decorated fully. I don't know. Normally I always do the sides and I do the top, but this time I didn't do the top because we're going to put ribbon on the top. So we'll just glue this one here. And so what I do when I make my measurements, like this one I just told you was 1 inch. And I'll show you on the ruler. See, it's 1 inch. It's actually 1 and a little bit over, which I think that's right because of our scoring. It's 1 1/8. But so what I do is like, okay, if I want a 1/4 inch border or a 1/8 inch border, that's how I figure it. So like this is 1 1/8. So if I wanted a 1/8 border, I would cut it at 1. If I want to a 1/4 inch, I'll cut it at 5/8. Does that make sense? I think I might have cut this a little bit thin. I did. I'm not, because I didn't know it was 1 and I thought it was 1 and not 1 1/8. But so you just figure like what size border do you want? Do you want a 1/4 inch border? Do you want an 1/8 inch border? I normally like the 1/8 inch, but on this one, I did a 1/4. I think I did. Oops. Okay, so this is 1 1/8. I'm going to cut this at 1. Let's go back and see if I have enough to do it. This is 5 1/4, right? Yeah, so let's go at 1 and 1. And so also, if you were doing this and you want to follow your pattern, I would cut the 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I would cut a sheet at 5 1/4 because that's the length. I hope I'm not confusing you. Then I would cut my 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. Then I would cut my 1 by 5 1/4. Then I would cut the other 5 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then 1. That way your pattern goes all the way around. You know what I mean? So all of these would match. Like this is going to match up with this. This one's going to match with this. And then this will match with this. But I didn't do that way because I'm showing you guys and I had my measurements messed up. So I really hope I'm not confusing you. But you would just cut every other one so that your pattern all matches up. Makes sense? You're probably like, yeah, Lisa, slow down, go back. And like I said, on my instructions, it doesn't tell you to cut all these extra pieces. So just know, like I showed you how to measure, but I did these are 1 inch by 5 1/4, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. So you would cut 2 and 2. All right, so where's our seam in the back? It's right here. This is glued so well you can't tell. This is the front. All right, so now, my goodness, we are going to do some stamping, and I have a mess all over the place here. Where is my white cardstock? Here it is. We are going to stamp our tree in Memento. I had to put it on my block at an angle to fit. One side looks darker than the other. And stamp it. And then we are going to stamp Merry Christmas and Cherry Cobbler. I think this will fit. Yeah, it'll fit. And I had just re-inked mine and I didn't do it very well. So we're going to color our tree in. And what I did is I used Old Olive blends. And so what I like to do is I just use a little bit of dark at the bottom of each of these little branches, I guess you would call them. I know it looks pretty sloppy probably, but watch what we're going to do. So that's dark. So now I'm going to use Old Olive light and then just blend it in. Sorry for my squeaky blends. They are super squeaky, aren't they? And then once I color it all in, you'll see the difference of what I'm doing. And then you can always go back and add, or you can do a little at a time. So like say you just wanted to do the one section at a time. You know, you put the dark and then you want to blend it in. Instead of me doing all the dark, you could have did just your top section and then your bottom. Because sometimes this does dry and you don't really pull that ink. I'm trying to pull my ink. I don't know why my blend is so squeaky though. I've been coloring a lot of Christmas trees. As you can see, all of my classes that I have, it's like I have a lot going on. And I was trying to get all this done before I leave tomorrow. Our son will still be here. He's not going. None of the other kids. Last year, you know, we did a cruise with all of the kids and their spouses. The ones who are married. The boys are not. So see how it's got that little, here's another, let me see, sample of what I did. Just kind of add that little dark texture. And you could keep going over it with your light, and that'll always make it darker as well. But just kind of like giving it a little bit of texture, I guess. And then I just used the pecan pie light for the bottom. And there is a die cut for this. So let me move these inky things out of the way. We don't want to get ink anywhere. And get our cut and emboss machine. I had a backup one just in case I messed up. And for those of you who don't mind fussy cutting, we're going to fussy cut that Merry Christmas. This one has quite a bit of a border on it. The white border. And I'm going to tape that so it doesn't move. And then we're going to cut, this is the circle out of the dies, out of the Ornamental Christmas dies. And we're going to cut this circle. Hopefully I don't mess that up. I got the darn sniffles. You know, the weather is changing. It's been getting quite, it's crazy. It's cold in the mornings, but in the daytime, it's still fairly warm. We're in the 60s, but we drop all the way down into the low 30s. All right. So let me, oh, we need one more thing. So with our scrap of, since I have the die cutting, we need our star. Where our star is just this little tiny star. And the reason I made mine cherry cobbler instead of gold, I would have preferred gold, is because we're putting it on the gold circle. So it didn't stand out as well. So let's put that aside. Get this out of the way. Oops. Can you guys see all my mess on my workspace? I have stuff everywhere. Normally I like to clean up as I go, just so that let's get all this tear and tape out of the way. There you go. All right, so back to our bag. So we're gonna go like this, our star. So I'm gonna glue the star on now. Just add a little dab of glue. Use my take your pick tool. Put that right on the top. And then while that dries, we're gonna use our scissors and just trim around Merry Christmas. There wasn't a die, but I like to cut my words out. You know, I don't know, I just like the look of it. So you wanna, I'm gonna move that out of the way. You wanna move your paper, not your scissors. Your scissors just do the cutting and you move the paper. Just like so. And like I said, I don't mind fussy cutting because I like this. I do love a die. I'm not going to lie. There are some things that I just love having dies for. But when it comes to the sentiments, a lot of times I just like to fussy cut it. Okay, so now I'm like looking, see, I have these ink things in my other bag. Fell right on it and got ink on it. Look. Okay, so we're going to use dimensionals. And we'll add our tree. The backing already came off of that one. I'll put one at the top. Oops. We'll put our tree right here. And see, if the gold star, it would have been, I had the gold star around here somewhere, but I can't find it. So on the Merry Christmas, we're going to add some dimensionals just to one side, the like left side. And then we're going to add glue to this side because it's going to lay on top of the tree. Just like so. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to add our whole circle to the bag. Please let me know if you make these as gifts. I'd like to, and share them. Share them on my Facebook page so that I can see that you made them. And you don't have to use the same designer series paper and everything. That's why I give you guys these ideas so that you can, you know, use them and use what you have. I mean, I obviously appreciate every single order I get. So you know what I'm going to do? And I didn't do this on the other. I just used glue dots. But this is just so I'm going to hold it in place. We're going to add our ribbon. And I chose to use Secret C. Again, you could use whatever you have. And let's just put this like in the middle. And that way just that it holds it down. Like I said, I didn't do... It's not in my instructions, and I probably, let me get my silicone mat, because if I lay this part down, it's going to stick to my paper. And we can add another strip. This is just making it secure. You don't have to do this. It's not in my instructions. And let's make sure our ribbon is straight, and come around, and we're going to finish it here in the center. My ribbon scissors. And the reason I didn't tie a bow, you know, tie it in a bow, is because I didn't want to pull the bag. So we're just going to make a bow. And my bows come out better if I don't tie them together. I do my bows separate. And just like so. And cut these at an angle. Just like so. And you could always put a handle on this. You could put punch holes and make a handle if you want. But when this way your cards just go in easier. Not like the handle is gonna stop it, but they could get them in and out. Where is my dots? So I'm gonna add a couple of dots because I want to make sure that this bow is going to stay. So there's our bow. And now we need to add our bling. And I'm using the adhesive back metallic gems, and I'm using the gold ones. I don't have a whole lot of gold left. Where did I do with my, here it is. My take your pick tool. And then just add them wherever you want. There's no right or wrong. We just want to add some bling. Bling. Add one over here. I added one. I kind of was adding them all over. And I think that is it. So where are my cards? And we can put them in. I think my bow could have went up a little higher to hide that. Ah! Sorry, I was trying to hide the top of the, where I matched the ribbon up. All right, and here's our cards. Put our cards in. And there you have a gift. Not too hard to make, right? Like I said, please share. So look, which one do you like better? So this one, now on this one, you could probably see through the ribbon. I punched holes because I was going to do the, I'm going to redo this. I was going to do the handle and then I didn't like it. So I didn't have too much of the cherry cobbler 12 by 12. So that's why I didn't redo it. But I was hoping the ribbon would cover it. You could see I had punched it in because I was going to do the, or pushed it in. So here is just with the front. But then look, here's the difference with it decorated all the way around. So which do you like? Let me know. Leave me a comment and let me know which one you like. Do you like it decorated all the way around or just one side? Actually, now that I'm looking, I think I like this one. So I'm going to go back and fix this one. But thank you very much for joining me. Again, next week I won't be live, but I do have a pre-recorded video for you. And let me show you what we're going to be making. It's a sneak peek. These are all gift card holders, and we're going to make all 4. And it's it just slips a gift card in. So I made these to take on my cruise. I put some Starbucks gift cards in for the flight crew, because you know they work long hours and the holidays are here, so that's why it's just thanks. And then for the cruise ship crew, I put some chocolates in. So you can fit a Ghirardelli square chocolate, or what I did, I put some little bridge mix inside a little Ziploc bag and then put them in. All right, so thanks again for joining me. And if you have any questions on any of the retreats, you can email me or message me. Take care, everybody. And oh, happy Thanksgiving, since I won't see you next week. Take care. Bye.